Hi everyone, Mark here, life coach from London, and I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to do something a little different, and that is give a review of a prize I won. And the prize that I won is a Samsung flip phone. So I'm very lucky, and before I start on anything today, I just want to say how grateful I am for winning this prize. So in no way is this me being unappreciative, but I've used this now for 2 weeks, and I've decided that I'm actually going to go back to my old phone. And there's 5 reasons I'm going to give for that. Um, so the first reason is probably one of the biggest reasons, and it's an odd one. So this is the Samsung Galaxy Flip 7 phone, and it doesn't. Well, number one, it doesn't really flip. I've had flip phones before, or clamshell phones before, and I've seen people able to sort of flip this. I can't flip it. It might just simply be that this handset's quite sticky, but you really do have to pull it up, and it's really quite tough to do. It's just quite annoying. I think I don't find that very helpful. Also, just trying to find the edge of it. Sometimes I've got to put my fingernail underneath it to try to find the edge and get my finger underneath it to be able to do it. Other people may not have that problem, but for me, and it might just simply be this handset, I just find the flip very, very annoying. And as I said, I've had flip phones or clamshell phones before, and I don't remember being quite so annoyed by it, but this one, very much so. It does have this wonderful feature where you can, if I double tap it, you get a screen on the front, and you can go into that screen, and it has all the things. You can set it up for some apps that you might want, all sorts of things in there. But for me, I don't really use it. It's a bit small. And quite frankly, I probably just would prefer to be able to just open the phone up and oh God, what have I got on here? Open the phone up and just use the phone normally. So I don't actually like the flip. I started just because I've used it for 2 weeks. I've started just using it, keeping it open all the time. But even that annoys me because you can see if I put it up here, where the thing you can just see there's a different. This part of it is thicker than this part of it, and so it's just in your hand. You have to be very careful about how you hold it, and I don't know. It's just I don't like the way it's if I hold it open all the time, that it's like this. Um, so neither do I like it flipped over, neither do I like the little screen, and this is okay to use, but I just think my old phone, which was a Samsung again, so a Samsung A25, which is what I'm actually recording this on, um, it's perfectly fine, and I never really bothered. It was fine to just use the full phone. So yeah, the flip is actually one of the biggest problems of this for me. As I said, other people love it. It's a big no-no for me. The second thing that I don't like about it is it's missing a feature that I use quite a lot, and that is a headphone jack. So normally, when I listen to music on the commute, I'll put my headphones in, but it's usually with the cord. This one you need obviously to use Bluetooth headphones, which I don't really like using. You have to keep them charged. I I've lost a couple of them. I just prefer a cheap pair of wired headphones, but I can't use them with this. So for me, that is another really big downside, is that I can't, unless I use, you know, Bluetooth headphones, I can't listen to music on here, which is quite annoying. I know I'm behind the times. A lot of this is about me just being a Luddite when it comes to technology. I'm really bad with technology. So I just want a simple phone, and this phone is just very complicated, very snazzy, very sophisticated. But for someone like me who just wants to be able to text, do WhatsApp, scroll, the internet, play a couple of games on here when I'm waiting, that's all I really want it for. This phone can do so much, but for me, it's not as much It's much more difficult than my previous phone to use. It also, the third thing is it doesn't have dual SIM, which I quite like because I travel to Australia and around quite a bit. I know it does have eSIM, so if you're happy to use eSIMs, that's probably not an issue for you. But for me, again, I quite like having a dual SIM, which once again, my A25 has. So, yeah, again, that's a downgrade for me, but probably not for everyone. Another reason, the fourth reason, is the battery. I haven't been able to get really much more than a day out of this, so I have to charge it every night. My previous phone, the A25, I could probably go 2 days without charging it, and some days I could actually get up to 3 days without charging if I wasn't using it that much. Once again, that may not be a big deal to people. I just feel like that's a downgrade for me again. Why would I want a phone that I have to charge every night when my previous phone I could charge every second night, or I didn't have to worry so much about running out of battery if I was at the end of the day. This one, it just seems to. Maybe it's the handset, maybe it's the battery that came with it. Who knows? But anyway, the fourth thing is it's once again, this is to do with my inability to get to grips with technology, I think. So a lot of it came with a lot of the settings that I didn't like. So I looked up quite a few YouTube videos about setting up the Flip 7, and I followed everything they said. But still, there are things that every single day I find I just haven't got it set up properly, and I'm now 2 weeks into it. So, for example, this week, one of the days, I did quite a lot of filming, and I spent all day filming. I went to a special spot, did a whole thing of filming, and came home. And when I tried to plug it into my computer so that, oh, actually not my computer, so when I tried to download the videos onto my external hard drive, I used a cable, and it just said there was no files on the phone at all. Now, I knew there was because I could see the photos, I could see all the videos that I took on here, but on the computer it said there's no file. So I knew there was something not connecting between the two, and it wasn't the Ethernet port connector cord. So I had to go into the settings, find the setting, and I had to Google this because I'm not technologically minded. I had to go in, Google it, find out what it was, go into it, find the setting, and of course it was set to when you have, when it's plugged in, that it's only charging. It's not transferring files. So again, it only took about 10 minutes to work out what the problem was, but it was just very annoying because I had a panic attack thinking I can't get all that video off my phone. When I went to look at the video didn't work on my laptop with the media player that I was using. It didn't recognize the files. So of course, that was frustrating. I had to look that up on Google. It turns out that my laptop is quite old, and so the media player doesn't support the video sort of software on the phone, and that I need to pay 79 pence to Microsoft to get an extension to be able to play the videos that I took during the week. Honestly, my blood pressure was just through the roof at this point because I just thought, I just want to look at the videos. And now I've got to do all of this. So I had to Google that. I had to look it up. I had to find out what that was all about. And that's how I found out I needed to pay for an extension. And then I managed to go into the settings, into video, into advanced settings, find the setting where you could switch it from one which was about space saving to the other one which was most compatible. So anything I'm taping now is most compatible, but I've still got to work out how to change those settings on the previous day's videos so that I can access them. I'm going to have to work that out. But it was just such another frustration because I just wouldn't have thought that I needed to go into settings to work out what video settings it needed to be. I've never had to do this on any other phones before. What else? Today I went out and I took my laptop with me and I went to a cafe and I wanted to use hotspot on the Flip. So I went to hotspot, turned it on, put the password in, my computer found it, it connected to the hotspot, but no internet. So I went onto my phone and tried to work out, and basically I think the suggestion was that maybe the place that you're in doesn't have great internet. So I packed up and I moved and I went somewhere else, connected to the hotspot again. Once again, it connected. They both found each other and connected by hotspot, but there was no internet again. I took out my old phone, changed it, put it on, connected it, put on hotspot, and the internet worked. I don't know why. There must be another setting in here, something to do with hotspot that says, until you click this button somewhere in the far advanced settings in the back of the computer, that I can get hotspot. I just find it really annoying. That's probably, again, to do with my inability to work out how technology works in these days. But anyway, maybe that's not to do with the actual phone. But for those 5 reasons, number one, I don't really get along with the Flip element of it, which is obviously the biggest selling point. I really don't like that it doesn't have a headphone jack. That's a me thing. I like having a dual SIM. It doesn't have dual SIM. I don't think the battery life on this has been great, and maybe that's just to do with this particular handset. Maybe that's the one I was sent. And the last one is there are a myriad of settings which I don't even know about, which seem to foil me at every turn. So for that reason, I'm actually not going to use the Flip 7. I'm going to put it in the back of the drawer, and when my current A25 stops working, I will use this as a sort of bridge before I get another phone. I don't think even if my current phone, went kaput, I don't think I'd say to myself, oh, it's all right, I'll just use this one for the next couple of years. I just can't. In 2 weeks, I can't get along with it. It's not for me. I'm sure it's for many people. It looks beautiful. Everyone loves it. Everyone's like saying, Mark, just live with it, use it for a while, you'll get used to it. I've done it for 2 weeks, and I think, it's not for me. It's a beautiful phone. Loads of people love it. But for me, it's a no for me. Anyway, I hope you find that useful. It's not a full review. As I said, I'm really grateful that I got the phone as part of the competition, but I just thought I'd point those things out in case anyone's thinking of buying it. And things like headphone jack is important, or a dual SIM is important to you. Those sorts of things you might want to know. But for now, take care, look after yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, bye.